Oh my god, y'all, it is finally snowing outside. I cannot believe it. It was so pretty outside. I love the weather. Y'all can't see it from this window because it's like literally white from your view, but it's snowing and it's so beautiful. Hey honeybees, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the second video of the year, which is actually really crazy. What? I know. Anyways, I know I should have probably done this one before I did my January TBR, but I wanted to get my January TBR out the way so that way I can start reading. But here I am today to do my 2025 reading goals. And the whole reason I'm doing this for a whole nother video is because I feel like I have so many different kind of goals, and I also want to share with you like some of the stuff I want to do. Also, I'm just going to be giving you a little bit of templates of what I'm going to do for the new year. Maybe you will like them as well, but that is what I'm here for today, and I'm super excited to get into it. So let's start with my iPad as my reading journal. So basically my reading journal is on my iPad, and I'm using the same one I had last year, but I'm just deleting everything I had on there from last year, except I'm keeping my library. I showed y'all this before, but I have my library, and basically my library has all of the books I read, and I'm not changing it. I'm really just keeping it the same way, and then I'm just going to keep adding books as I go on. And I also have some more books to add on here actually, because some of the books I did not put on here, so I need to do that as well. But I think pretty much a good amount of the books are here, and I also need to add some series, but we're not worried about that today. Today we're just worried about goals. So let's go over to the goals tab. I'm also going to be sharing my screen with you. Here's the screen. But this is basically my whole, you know, thing. This is my reading journal. Basically this is the cover, boom. And then we have the whole index, and y'all know my library. I've shown before, I have all the books in here, boom. And then I also have a series list, which has all the series that I started. And I only put the first book of the series. I don't actually put the whole series there because that's a lot of books and we don't have time for all that. And then I think that's pretty much it. So we're just gonna go ahead into my reading goals, which is right here. So this is where I will set my goal for the year and everything. So of course, as you guys can see, this year I'm going to do 40 books, hopefully, maybe even more. Last year I did 35 as my reading goal. That was my target, and I did reach that, and I went over actually 7 books over. So I was 42 books in the whole year, which was really nice and really cool. I think that was super exciting for me to be able to even do that. I feel like it's because I don't have a lot of time to read that I didn't think I was going to reach that goal, but to be able to do that was really crazy, and I was just super excited. And of course, with me exploring new forms of reading, I was able to accomplish that. So this year, of course, you can see as my reading goals, it's a lot of more just genre based, but also a little bit of other things. So read more fantasy, read more translated literature, read classics, read more self-help / psychological books, since I am a psychology major and I am also a sociology major. I'm double majoring, so I also want to read a little bit more into those categories, like psychological reads and all those kind of things that I really want to get into more. And I have some, but I just have not touched them. I also have tried more reading challenges, which I will show you guys in this video. So just some reading challenges, maybe the A to Z challenge and stuff like that, just different things. Also, reading longer books is the last one, is like my main goal. I have a bunch of books back here that are more than 400 pages. I haven't really touched them, let's be honest. As y'all seen, my average last year was like 297 pages probably, I think. I don't really remember. If you want to know, check out my last video. I don't really remember. But yeah, so I definitely want to get into more of my longer books, and I feel like I have so many long ones that I just don't touch them because I'm just like, I don't have time to read them, or I don't want to read them because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish them. So I think I want to stop limiting myself on that I don't have enough time, because I can make time and it's possible for me to do so. So I can read books that are bigger if I really put myself to the test, you know, if I really round down on reading them. So I think I'm going to be able to do that if I really put my mind to it. So I think I'm going to do a little bit more of that this year. And as you can see, books to read, I only have Atomic Habits on there right now because I am going to go through my whole physical TBR and like write down every single book I have in there. Now stay tuned for that video because I'm also going to be sharing the process with that. So I'm going to count every single book in my physical TBR, including the ones at school. So I have some here, I also have some on campus, and that'll be kind of like a whole video in itself of me just figuring out how many books are in my physical TBR for one, and then also number 2, just, you know, figuring out how I can read them and how I can put them into every month so that way I can read more of them. And also number 3, just figuring out how I'm going to, you know, achieve the goal of reading them more. It's just a little bit of everything that I want to do in that video, but y'all will get more of that later. But like I said, stay tuned for that because I'm definitely going to be letting you know how I'm going to go through all of this physical TBR, because it's a lot of stuff in here and I really need to get all of these books out. There's so many old books I haven't touched in years. There's just so much in there, and it may not look like a lot that from like a standpoint where I'm a smaller YouTuber, where I don't have a bunch of books. Like I don't have high peak shelves from IKEA and they have like hundreds of books of them. I don't, but I have a lot of books in my opinion. But also why I want to achieve these goals and why it's important to me. The main goal of me achieving these is just basically for me to dissect into more genres, not only for, you know, entertainment. Even though I want it to be entertaining, I also want to gain intellect as well as expand my vocabulary. So as y'all can see, I use a lot of words like so, like, and I don't want to keep doing that all the time. I want to expand my vocabulary greatly, so I feel like I want to do that a little bit more, even though I already know I could. I just don't. I don't know what it is, but I just don't do it. And as you can see, look at it, it's already happening. But yeah, I do want to do that a little bit more. Now let's look into January. So in my monthly tab, I have the January, February, March, April, and so on and so forth. And so here we are. This month I want to read 5 books. Now, we're already not off to a good start. It's the 6th and I have not really read that much. It's my fault. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I kind of want to read 5 books. Hopefully I'll get to that. I think I can if I really grind down on like reading in the next few weeks, because especially these next few weeks are the only time I really had to read, because once I get back in school, it's a little crazy. So I do want to read a lot more at that time. And also minutes I want to read in terms of like just how long I want to sit down and try to read for a good bit is 30 minutes to an hour. And most of the time I also want to read a little bit more audiobooks, so of course I'm going to be doing that as well. So, you know, I just want to stretch my, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I want to stretch the way I read. I don't want to just read, you know, a little bit of my book and then be like, I'm going to read the rest of this later, and then never read it, and it'll take me 176 days like it did before to finish a book. I really want to minimize the time I spend reading a book. I also want to maximize the time I have to read more books. So I want to kind of do both of those things. For example, I want to read like a book in a week, and then like that next week I continue reading, and that way I'll be able to read 5 books in that month. So kind of just stretching the time I have, because I have time. I just have to be able to stretch it, and I also have to be able to read quicker. That's just basically the goal. As you can see, books to read, I have, I don't even know, that's 8 books, I don't know, 7 books. We got Nick and Noel's Christmas Playlist by Cody Hall, Black Girl Call Home by Jasmine Mans, One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, Knowing God by J.I Packer, A Magical Girl Calls Home by Park Seolyeon, If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, and that is a book club book. I forgot to mention that in the other video, but that is a book club book that I do want to read this month. And The Christmas Book Hunt by Jenny Colgan. So those are the 7 books I'm reading for this month. Now if we really will get to those, who knows, we'll see when I get there, but as of right now, that's what it's looking like, you know. So that's really how it's been so far this month. I've only read like 2 days out of the month already, and 3 days I haven't. Today I'm looking forward to reading more, so this will change a little bit more. Anyways, that's basically how this looks now. Now let's get on to the fun part of this video, reading challenges, because I said I wanted to do more reading challenges, and I have some back here that I do want to achieve. So the first challenge we have here is the 25 book challenge. Now this book challenge is like reading 25 books in general and just putting them here. So if I finish 25 books, I can color these books in as I go along. This is very simple, very quick, very easy, and I feel like this is achievable since I finished 42 last year. But yeah, that's one. These other ones, don't look at those are crazy. And then we have book a month for 12 months. So basically here I have to place books I want to read every single month, and that will be the book that I read that month anyway, plus whatever I choose to read that month, you know. So January, Nick and Noel's Christmas Playlist is the book. I did not add it, I forgot to do so. Now in terms of February, March, April and stuff like that, I don't know specifically what I want to read in those months, but I will let you guys know as I go along the months, of course, so that way you stay tuned with everything that I'm doing. Now moving on to some other challenges I created here by myself, we have Rainbow Reading Challenge. Now in terms of this, I want to do, if I read a book that has this color, this will go into the reading challenge. And basically this is just a fun little cute challenge that I wanted to try since I seen it somewhere on Pinterest, and I was like, ooh, that would be cute, and so I did it. And here it is, and I created this myself. So it's just basically here red, orange, yellow, green, dark blue, light blue, purple, pink, white, black, brown, and gray. So if I have any kind of book with these colors in it, it will go here, and it doesn't have to be specific to that month, it's just there. So that's a cute little challenge I'll be doing throughout the year. Now another one I want to do is the 25 books for 2025. So here it is. So we have a bunch of different prompts for 2025, and there's 25 different ones, so I'll just read them off to you even though you can see them. We have take place in a city you want to visit, read a book by your favorite author, read a book that mentions astronomy, read a book by a BIPOC author, read a sapphic novel, read your favorite author's debut book, read an an award-winning book, read a fantasy book, read a popular book, read a sports-related book, read a book with a dedication that speaks to you, read a psychological thriller, read a book with gold foil on it. This is very special. I found this one on Pinterest specifically. I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool, and I could buy a book. You know what I'm saying? Read a romance, read a book that will make you cry. There's a lot of those. Read a book set in a tropical location, read a book you think will be a 5-star. Don't know about that one. Read the oldest book on your TBR. Oh yes. Read a book with a plant on the cover. Read a book originally written in another language. Read a banned book. Read the first and or last book in a series. Read a recommended book. Read a book with a morally gray character, and this is just very specific. I also found this one on Pinterest. Read a book with a strong female main character. These are the 25 that I'm looking for throughout the year, so I will try to implement these every single month as much as possible, so that way I'm able to accomplish this. But it's not going to be very specific. I just want to go ahead and try to finish off these prompts. This is basically like book bingo, but it's not really book bingo. It's instead just 25 prompts that I really want to get into. I also have a couple of these prompts in my TBR jar, so you'll see these around. If I ever pick one out of the TBR jar, it'll be in there. So yeah, I'm gonna also add a couple of these in the TBR jar which are not in there, so that way I'm prompted to actually pick these books out. So that would be really cool. So those 4 challenges I feel like will challenge me to be able to, you know, pick out books from my TBR that have been here forever, pick out books I haven't even tried, pick out books that are not in my comfort zone, all kinds of things I really want to do in 2025. And so that's really what I'm looking for. So yeah guys, those are my 2025 reading goals. I'm excited to get into all of those. I know it's not a lot, but I feel like I needed a whole different video for it because it just felt like really special, and I can remember these goals as I go along the year, and you guys can remind me as I go throughout the year because it's in a specific video. You can comment down below and be like, girl, are you keeping up with the rainbow challenge? Are you keeping up with the 25? And I'll be like, oh yeah, let me do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I forget a lot and I have ADHD, and I just be like, oh my god, what am I doing? And sometimes I just really forget stuff. So hopefully I don't forget these. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I will. I think you guys will, you know, give me some help. I know you guys will entrust in me, will help me out, help a girl out, you know. Alright guys, so hopefully you made it to the end of today's video. Comment down below. Let's do a snowman because it is still snowing outside, and I did the snowflake last time, so let's just do the snowman. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And of course, please don't forget that I love you and Jesus loves you, so pray before, through, and after it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.